There's a lot of undervalued benefits to posting online, specifically posting on YouTube, but posting online in general. Everyone always talks about building a personal brand and this discoverability and like all of the opportunities and that you can make money. Realistically, it's hard to get discovered nowadays using just the internet, and it's even harder to make money. Like, you could have millions of followers and not be making profit off of your platform if you don't know how to do that strategically. Um, so when I think about like what is it that drives me to make a YouTube channel, there's a couple different factors at play, because I do think a lot of it for me is community building and seeking community, and like if you playing with these micro niches that exist on the internet, right? Like, there are hundreds, millions, thousands, like, well, I don't even know what order of numbers I just said, numerical tenses, of niche micro communities, like more than you could ever imagine. Like, you know, you're talking about your algorithm, and then you go to your homie and you're like, what the fuck is on your algorithm? Because that's not what I'm getting. And because of that, this is my setup. The Kim Kardashian journal makes a comeback, except I doodled on it. Because of that, there's just really niche communities that exist that you can tap into, and like I haven't really experimented with that, so I just have curiosity there. But separate from that, I find that allowing myself to have an outlet for expression as an artist that isn't directly correlated with what I consider my work to be, like, this isn't marketing for my business. It's also not me doing a time lapse of my painting process for you to see what I paint. It's me creatively expressing all of the other bullshit that's happening that is then informing that process, informing the painting, informing why I'm thinking of like said gap in market to create a creative business, and why I'm trying to make people send postcards again. And I think that for me, there's value in not only forcing myself to actually express those things, because I feel like I express it through writing or journaling or talking with friends, but the idea of me sitting down, talking to camera, getting to a point where I can actually improve my communication skills, and while doing all of that, also validating my ideas in the process. Because basically, to like, not to sound narcissistic, but if you are willing to expose yourself on the internet, you're basically saying like, I have something valuable to say. I have something valuable to share with other people. I feel like I either just need this out of me. I don't care if anybody watches, but it is something that can be heard. And it's basically on a micro scale saying like, hey, you have something worthy of sharing. And for me, that's kind of been the biggest takeaway, because I feel like I really struggled with confidence issues. I really struggle, even in my closest relationships, with being fully seen all the time and really exposing myself and being really openly vulnerable. And in some ways, being vulnerable to your phone, talking to the screen, is easier because it's just me and my phone. But in other ways, you're exposing to the internet, who's gonna then bully you. Like, I've gotten hate already, and what I've experienced from getting hate online is that it's really not as cryptic as I expected. And all of those things like builds my confidence. It builds my confidence as an artist. It builds my confidence in terms of like following my ideation paths. It helps me connect dots. Like, as I start communicating and as I start talking about these things, I think of more ideas and I think of more reasons why it makes sense for me. Even just speaking, like, I've started of thinking of other things that it's done for me, and like, it's not just about discoverability. But on the other hand, to continue off that, I watched a video today. The creator, I'm gonna at him, was at John Talks Beats, and he basically broke it down, and he was like, YouTube is like essentially right in between on the scale between discoverability and profit. So imagine you have TikTok, Instagram, I don't know, just platforms that have high discoverability but low profit. Like, anyone can find you, you can blow up overnight. Profit being like Patreon, or like a stand store, or any type of model where you're really monetizing off that process. YouTube is somewhere in the middle. There's some discoverability, but you gotta work for it. Not everybody's getting views, but if you are, you could be making money. And that makes YouTube more interesting for me, one, because it does put you in eyes, but it puts you in front of people that are often willing to actually contribute to the conversation. So what I've noticed with some of the other apps is like the lifespan of your video is you say something, it goes out there, it either hits or it doesn't, people respond, people get mad, or they just never see the video and it flops and nothing is heard from again. YouTube feels like a place of digital assets. And now that I'm talking about digital assets, I'm like, I cannot believe I'm posting a video where I look like this. I'm just sitting on the couch like finishing up my work for the day. It's like 11 p.m. What was I saying? Digital assets. So YouTube, because it's long form, because it's higher quality in theory, and it's higher quality because it is long form. If something is long form and someone's actually watching it, the viewer is engaged in your video for long enough to be committing their time to what you have to say, and long enough for their brain to essentially be like resonating to a certain extent with what you're saying, relating to what you're saying, or connecting dots where they're learning something, and you don't get that from a short form video. On a short form video, you're doom scrolling for an hour and you can't remember what you just read 2 minutes ago. And what was I saying? This is why I need to write bullet points or something when I do these, because I just ramble. I think I was talking about digital assets. Yeah, if you're building a digital asset, this is how I know that I can improve, because when I talk, I could have had like a very clear structure of this video with, this is the topic, these are my reasons, with each reason give a little description, then done, maintain user attention, but I didn't do that. I've been rambling literally off the top of my head. But the digital asset thing makes it like, this is now my portfolio of mini lessons that I've actually experienced while building my business, while making it as a creative person, while building a creative career for myself. And to me, that's valuable. I was even looking back at a video I made in Austin. I went to Austin like 3 months ago, and I remember making a video just because I told myself that I had to. I was like, I told myself I was gonna make a video today, so I have to make it, even though I didn't want to, and I was in a really bad vibe. And I was like, girl, you kind of hit, like, you kind of slayed that, you ate, because you kind of hit, slayed, and ate. Yeah, fuck yeah. Anyways, I like look at what I said and I was like, that's kind of a banger. I remember that phase of my process, and it's even relevant now. So I like having that archive. So that's another reason. I really appreciate the archive, and I appreciate the archive in a sense that it feels more like a digital asset. It's like, this is like a historic landmark of a moment in my life that is now documented on this channel. Yeah. And then also in general, I do think it has improved my communication skills. Like, I know I'm rambling and I'm being very off the cuff, off script, and stream of consciousness, but I think when I'm talking to camera, I'm really trying to be like, I just said, like, I don't want to be using filler words. I want to be speaking more confidently. It's like speaking to an audience or practicing your presentation skills one-on-one with yourself, so that when you are actually presenting to real people in real life, I could confidently do that. I also have noticed that since speaking to my phone, I've gotten more confident in myself out in the world. Like, I swear to God, like literally just speaking to other strangers. Normally I would have stumbled or had a stutter or gotten like insecure for a second. I will film 5 TikToks because I'll like be manic and excited about an idea, and then I'll go order a coffee and like have a cute funny moment with the barista, because now I'm in the energy flow of being someone that's confident in what they have to say. And to me, that's really valuable. So those are the reasons that I'm starting a YouTube channel even when nobody's watching. And it kind of sucks because I started with shorts and I had one video go viral on shorts, so I got some subscribers. So it's not 0 subscribers, which is a blessing, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. But I do kind of want to make it a long form space, and I don't want the long form to get tainted by shorts. I don't know if it's a real thing that's happening, but I've heard that, and I like did some research on Reddit, and I have seen that that's kind of a thing. And I would rather not have shorts ruin my long form, but also my long form probably just sucks, and that's probably why it's not performing. And that's part of the process. Like, I'm really just letting myself be a beginner and just allowing things to evolve naturally and just have fun with it. Like, I really don't want it to be a pressurized thing. Anyways, I must sleep because I'm waking up early tomorrow. Good night.